Good morning. It is the 8th of December. Yes, today I'm going to pull the cooker out, put the splashback in. Easy enough job. Now I've got everything level. You might remember that from a previous video. But it is a working day for Cheryl. She'll be on the phone. Talking to students, etc. So I've got to time the drilling because I'm going to have to fix the splashback with rope plugs and screws. So I have to drill the wall out. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Got to get the cooker moved first. I have remembered that the cooker is attached to the wall. That is, say the gas pipe is. I forgot last time, however. I'm just going to show you this. Look at that. Look at the state of that silicone sealant that I put on. It is terrible. Well, that is to say, it looks bad. I'll tell you why or what happened. So, not a particularly interesting story as to why that sealant is in there as it is. It looks bad, but I really had to seal the back of this sink area. So, what happened was, the internet went off. And I went to the fuse box, the main supplying, that's got some RCDs in, which is great. I mean, it was newly fitted, about a year ago, but it wouldn't reset, couldn't get it. So I had to go on a little bit of a detective hunt. First thing I did was to unplug everything and to see if it would reset. Nope. Gradually put things back, wouldn't. And I thought, well, we've put the Christmas tree lights on outside. However, the feed to the garage was working. So that socket that I'd used for the Christmas tree lights was fine. As was the utility room. I then knew it was just one particular circuit, but none of the sockets upstairs were working, the lights were. And then I had a memory, well, not a memory, I'd realised something that had happened that morning. In fact, 10 minutes before the internet went off. I'll just quickly show you. So there is the sink tap, and as you can see, it's one of these swan neck things, and you can move it, from side to side out the way the washing up bowl or whatever you're wanting to do. But you see that connector, that had come loose and come loose again. What happened was that came loose, the spout fell off, and water, of course, just gushed through there where the connector is. I quickly turned it off, put it back on, didn't think any more about it, however. So there's a kitchen sink unit. Quite tidy, to be fair. Now, behind that unit was, as far as I was concerned, was an old socket. Remember, this room that we're in, which is the kitchen, used to be a living room. That there had double glass doors on it, and I took all that down and made it into a kitchen in here. What happened, in short, was that there is still a socket behind that cupboard. I can't show you, it's just too dark. And the water had spilled up there, down the back, hit the socket, and the socket was wet through. That, of course, tripped the electrics, and it wasn't going to come back on until that was dry. So I quickly did a repair to this. I threw a load of gunk in it. Didn't worry too much about what it looked like. That's got to come out when we do the tiling and then seal and everything. And because I've left it rough, it will actually pull out of there quite easy. You know, if I'd have smoothed it off, etc., it wouldn't have done. That'll actually peel away from there quite easy. Now, you know, sometimes when I'm washing up, water does get onto this white top and I guess runs down the back of there, but not in the way that it did that day. So what I did was I got Cheryl's hairdryer, stuck it under the cabinet, aimed it best I could at the socket, dried it out. So I guess an easy fix once I'd found it. I thought, well no, I know, I'd asked for that socket to be removed because of this reason. You know, that it was hidden. I'd never know whether or not it had a fault on it. Anyway, I found it easy enough. It was a quick enough fix as such. What I'm going to have to do is to somehow get a blank for the socket, put that on, and then I'm going to seal the socket up with this kitchen sealer, you know, the solvent sealer, the gunk. I can't remember what it's called, but you know, you'll know what I mean. Once the tiles are on and the wet top is all sealed around it, it won't happen again. But it just shows you, doesn't it? I could have spent hours and hours trying to find this fault. As it was, you know, I went to a place, well, what's happened this morning? What was different? And what was different was that tap spout had come off, a lot of water. I knew it had run down the back, and then I had the memory about the socket. Anyway, once it was all dried out, it reset and off we went again. Thank goodness. So, yeah, never rains but it pours, you know. So I'm just pulling this oven, stove, whatever you want to call it. Don't, I'm sure you wouldn't, but don't pull using the handles here. That'll to do some damage. Oven has these gaps at the back, obviously to give it a bit of airflow. Well, what can happen if you're moving stuff around a pan on the stove? Things with me anyway, because I have a tremor, can flick up, and if they're small enough, they drop down there. Yeah, not quite sure what to do about that. I'll think of something. Right, I'm going to have a go. I'll put the splashback in place, mark where the drill holes go, and then see what I'm doing with regards to making too much noise, as I say with Cheryl on student calls today. I maybe should mention something. Licorice also some baby sham. Why? Well, it is the 8th of December. It is mine and Cheryl's wedding anniversary. 19 years. I know all those dates are right, as well as how long, because Cheryl told me this morning. So I got those. I popped to Morrison's the other day got us those. That might seem a strange present for anniversary, but she loves licorice also. She loves baby champ, so yeah, why not? Yeah. So there's said splashback for the cooker. It's only got 3 fixing points at the top and 3 at the bottom. You can see it's got these vents. Don't know if you can see them. And they're the same top and bottom. So yeah, the worst thing here is going to be holding the splashback in place while trying to get a very good mark on the wall, you know, through the fixing holes. But I'll give it a go. So I've marked the 3 holes. Just all that bit steadier. There we are. So I've marked the 3 holes on there. Checked them with a level. Slightly out, so I'm going to adjust my drilling points. I'm going to have to get a pair of steps just so I've got a better point of fixing this. Gosh, you have to be careful. You know, I've got a 30 amp, I think it is, power cable going in there for the electric oven on this. And then of course I've got the gas pipe. So yeah, I will be taking it steady. Spot on. So I've just run me level along the bottom of the dots that I did through the fixing holes. It's spot on. Hurrah! So I'll just get permission to drill. Gonna Cheryl when the next call is, and then I can drill the top 3 out, and I'm going to actually fix them, and I'll show you why, even though I've still got the bottom ones to drill out and fix. So before I started drilling, something just dawned on me. You see that socket up there? It's not a socket. It's the main switch for the cooker hood, electric cooker hood. And I'm just wondering where the cable runs for it. So when the electrician did what he did, I did all the plastering, all the making good. And I can't remember, but it looks to me as if it runs up. Anyway, I'm going to check it. I'm going to take some of the paper off, just check. So I'm pleased I took this off. Took me a bit of doing. But the cable, I don't know if you can see that, does go down. So the switch for it is the far left, my far left, as I'm looking at it there. Yeah, there is my signs of skimming, plastering. There might be a shadow there where I plastered up to it. Anyway, so that's a nuisance really, because of course the centre of the splashback, that's centred with it, as is that fixing. I think what I'm going to have to do is to dig around here and see if I can see the cable running to one side of it. I'll just do that carefully. Yeah, turn the power off to it. But that's a bit of a oversight, I think, by the electrician, because the extractor fan itself will also be fitted more or less in the same way. Anyway, if I can find the cable and it's slightly to the left or the right, I think it'll be slightly to the right, then I'm okay to drill there. If not, I'll have to find some other way of fixing it. Fixing the splashback. Okay, we'll give it a go. So, can you see the cable? That grey cable, just to the right as I look at it, of what will be the drill hole. So, I'm going to expose more of it. Make sure I can put a drill in there. What worries me is that, let's say I do this right, and the screw that I put in is missing the cable, maybe not by much. And then that becomes live, and the splashback becomes live. So I'll have to do something about that. Anyway, I'm gonna expose more of it. So I've exposed most of what I need to. Drilled it because I'm well away from the cable, put a row plug in. I'm happy enough with that, but I've got to find this bottom fixing now, because although it does look as if it wanders off to the right, I want to be sure. Of course I do. Alright, I'm going to have a go. So I think cable comes down here and goes across there. There's a strange mottle here, and that would be right, that line there. So I'm okay with that, because the fixing will be right down here, well away from that. And that cable at the bottom, show you, that one goes to the right. I can see my rough plastering because it was behind the units. Right, okay, I'm happy now. I can put a normal fixing in there. Right, that's those drilled and the rope plugs put in, easy enough. Shaky today. Try that again. So I've drilled those out, put the rope plugs in. In the middle one, I'll put a longer screw, these sides, ordinary, sort of, I think I'll do 1.5" screws in there. The actual splashback, lump of stainless steel, it's only thin, don't weigh a great deal. All right. Well, I didn't press record. But you would have only seen the back of me struggling. My tremor is particularly bad today, so I think what I'm going to do is just stop, have a cup of tea and a biscuit, see if that helps. But I can already see that the road plugs at the top are lining up. It looks a bit low. Anyway, we'll soon know. Yeah, we'll soon know. There we are, all the fixings in. There's only 6 fixings. So I've just started to peel off the plastic. I'll do that now and then. Not now and then, now. And then what I will do is get cleaned up. Put the cooker back. Job's a good one for now. I bet you this bit is harder, or the more faffy job. Yeah, look at that. Came off quite easy in the end. Quite nice, isn't it? One stainless steel back. Well, that'll look better with the towels up to it. Which brings me to another point. You see them gaps between the top box and the splashback. Now, there is an end panel to go on each side of these. Took them off because I put them on wrong. So they'll go on, but there'll still be a bit of a gap. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Definitely what I'm not going to do is put the end panels on and then move these top boxes close to the, you know, splashback. God, they were a real job to get done, those top boxes. Get a good fixing. Anyway, I'll get cleaned up, put the oven back. That'll be me done on that job for today. So I've got that gap where I want it-ish. I think it could be better than that, but I think that's about the best I'm going to get it. So I've put a clamp between the wet top and the actual kitchen unit, the camera. I've got my screws. I'm getting shorter screws. I had to find those at the bottom of a box, you know, the ones that you don't throw away. Anyway, so I'm going to fix this now. So you've got to be so careful when you're drilling through from your kitchen unit to your worktop. Obviously you don't want to go all the way through. So what I've done is this, look. So I've put a pilot drill into my driller course, there it is. And it's short. That is about, well, 45 mil. And I've got 50 mil to play with, so I'm safe at that. I do not want to come through this worktop. Cheryl would not be happy. Okay. So I've emptied this top box. I'm going to take this end panel off. My hope is that I'm going to put these back in the right place. That's my hope. Yeah, I'm going to have a quick bit of research. I think, as the person said on one of the comments, that top bit goes to the bottom. I don't know though, so I'll give it a quick research. What I do want to do is put these end panels back on. I do want to do that today. Right, I've got the end panel where I want it now. It's held in, so I've got to screw that in place. Yeah. So there's the end panel on and the door back on. I'm going to try and show you this. Just a minute. That goes about there. With a bit of luck. So, yeah, I got that put on. Quickly show you. There you go. And that's how they should go. So, thanks to the person who commented. I watched a video, that's where they go. Thank you very much. So I'm quite pleased with that. This one to do now. Take about the same length of time, I suppose. Put that lot back. Get tidied up as I go along. Okay. First job. Empty all this lot. The cupboards are very full at the moment. I know we're fortunate, I get it. But when you're doing a bit of DIY and your first job is that, yeah. Alright, I'll get it done. So I got the two end panels back on. And what I've done is, and I'll try and zoom in, I've done two pilot holes this time to fit this, I don't know what you would call it, front bit of, I don't know, architrave, I don't know, but anyway, because I had a right job fitting the other one. Right, last bit of this, if you can see it. So jobs are good and Cheryl's with us. Hello.
Hello.
Did you enjoy your baby sham?
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, sweetie.
19 years.
Yeah.
And to celebrate, Cheryl worked all day and is now cooking
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. And I fixed these cabinets and the cooker and the splashback. So we had quite a good wedding anniversary, don't you think?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, early night and just licorice all sorts.
Right. Not a bit of all sorts, people.
Some licorice all
Licorice
sorts.
all sorts.
My favourite. Licorice all sorts and a baby sham.
Excellent. Good.
Perfect night.
Right. We'll sign this video off. Only a short one. And tomorrow's another day and it's another set of jobs for me. We're trying to get finished for Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah, get something like.
Get something like, yeah. I've got all the kickboards to do. So I might attempt that tomorrow. I'll see how my legs are.
I did a fantastic shop at Iceland, so I think I'll do a little video on that and tell you what I've got for over Christmas.
Yeah, good. All right, we'll sign this video off here. Not very Christmassy, but we're getting ready for Christmas. Oh, it'll soon be here by the time you see this. Won't be many days and many sleeps left, will there? No. Okay, see you soon. Thanks for watching.
See you on the next one.
Yeah.